pack your bags, let's take a ride. 5 minutes flat and we'll explore the wide with Forrest Kelly. It's travel time. It's the best 5-minute travel podcast. Let's go!
What's your wine experience in your travels? Have you got any?
Yeah, so I lived in Australia for a year in 2013, and half that year I was working on the vineyards in Margaret River, which is southwest Australia. So if you look at a map, probably put Perth maybe into your map, and 3 hours drive south is a little area called Margaret River. It's really nice. It's got little towns, a load of beaches, but even more vineyards dotted around this little peninsula. So I was there in the township of Margaret River about 4 months, and I was working on different vineyards, doing different jobs. So I was doing stuff like picking grapes. I then moved on to netting, which is putting nets over the vineyards to protect them from birds, because birds can attack the vineyards. And then I moved on to a bit of driving tractors and picking buckets of grapes up. So that's kind of my experience working with grapes, but also with wine. I've got to learn a little bit about the process and work at different vineyards and taste different wines. But I really loved working on vineyards, because if you work there, you tend to get at least a free bottle of wine every week at the end of your week. Nothing to them in terms of cost. So you get to taste all this wine, and then sometimes you get to even taste the grapes. And I think even one shift I was jumping on the grapes. You know, the old school, so now they have machines, but back in the day you'd collate all the grapes and put them in a big tub, and people would squeeze them either by hand, or you go in there by, you jump on them like a trampoline and squeeze them by foot. So I did that for like a shift. That was pretty cool, pretty weird. But yeah, I was in there doing the old school techniques of crushing grapes for wine.
They still do that. A lot of wineries have that as an event. They don't do it, mainstream.
Okay.
Yeah, as an event, hey, we're going to have a band here and we'll play music, and then we'll they call it grape stomping. And
okay, great. Yep. Makes sense.
So my understanding is that some of these wineries offer a part-time job or a seasonal job where you can just, apply. And
so I do have some tips, actually, if you're looking to go to Margaret River.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're looking to work down there, I would 100% have a car. If you have a car, you're in quite a good position, because you're going to either be transporting people, or the agency who kind of collates all the workers and dishes out the jobs know that you can drive to vineyards. That's a massive plus point. And then the jobs itself, yeah, it all depends on your experience, but I think you can learn this. If you're quite switched on and quite a quick learner, you really want to get the paid by hour jobs, not the paid by bucket jobs. So picking grapes is tough. That's going to be sunrise till midday because it gets so hot. So if you're quite a good picker, that's great. But if you're not great at that, it's going to be tough to earn some decent money. So what you need to do is go to, in Margaret River, there's a big agency called Vine Power, and they have all the jobs of the big wineries in the region. And you need to get the jobs in the cellar door, the $20 to $30 an hour, which is like helping people taste wine. You probably have to learn a little bit about the winery and also what wine you're giving out and taste that yourself. But that's a good job to get as a cellar door. That's a nice job. If you're good with equipment, like I was kind of all right with tractors and netting, so you can do the paid by hour work, which is a bit tough, but it's better than picking grapes. And that's kind of getting stuck into maintenance of the vineyard. So that could be driving tractors, which is picking up buckets of grapes, but also just making sure that you can drive the nets down the vineyards. And obviously attached to that, I was doing netting, which means you're just hauling nets over vineyards. And then in the pruning season, I think that's paid by the hour, where you start pruning, which is basically getting the vine ready for the growing season. So that's trimming the vineyards, putting new prunes in and stuff. So that's more in the off season. But in the on season, yeah, I would make sure you have a car and say that you can drive a tractor, or something about wine, and then it might put you on a cellar door.
So, and what was the website again?
So the agency is called Vine Power. Okay. All one word. They're based in the town of Margaret River,
gotcha,
in the southwest, and they have so many different types of jobs throughout the year for the vineyards. So get signed up and keep pestering to get you a job.
Appreciate that.
My website is wingingittravelpodcast.com, but I've actually recently just joined a network called Voyeurscape Network. So I'm part of their network of podcasts. So you can go to either to check out the podcast. The voyeurscapenetwork.com is like a collection of podcasts, which I'm part of, and that's in media. And that's the same handle for all the social media. So Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
It's the word winging and then travelpodcast.com.
Yes.
read about your adventures and advice and etc.?
You can book an airline through my Skyscanner link.
Oh, really? Okay, good deal.
Yeah, so if you head to, there's a resources page on my website. It's got a load of links to help you book your travels. It could be hotels, flights, experiences, insurance, whatever it is. They're all on there, so you can click that. But yeah, there's loads of other pages on there about a bit about me. There's blogs about relating to each episode that I do, and also the links to each of the show notes and different platforms that you might listen to, and YouTube as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, James Hammond of Winging It Travel Podcast. Great job. You're calling from, you're in Vancouver, Canada, by the way?
That is, yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks so much for inviting me on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
We've touched down and landed. The episode's done with 5 quick minutes of travel and fun.
This is your captain speaking. We have touchdown. That completes this episode.
Join Forrest Kelly for the next big show. The best 5-minute travel podcast. Let's go.